Hello everyone, welcome back to ESR Engineering Simplified by Raghav. In episode 4, part 1, we saw that the maximum available tractive force is 26,668 Newton, and we selected this value from the smaller of these two limits: engine torque multiplied by gear ratio divided by rolling radius, or mu mg, the tire soil traction limit. But here is the real question: does the tractor actually get use all of it?
Why wouldn't it?
Because the tractor is not moving by itself. It has to roll, pull an implement, and possibly climb a slope. All these things consume forces.
So the 26,668 newtons isn't completely available for acceleration?
Exactly, Rocky. Let's find out where that force goes. The first resistive force is rolling resistance, something the tractor cannot escape. Rolling resistance.
The tires?
Yes, Rocky. As the tire rolls, it deforms, and the soil beneath it deforms and compacts as well. That consumes energy, and that energy loss appears as rolling resistance.
So the tractor is spending force just to keep itself rolling?
Exactly, Rocky. Let's calculate rolling resistance. Now, rolling resistance is equal to coefficient of rolling and m into g. If we will use FRR is equal to 0.08, m is equal to 3398 kg, and g is equal to 9.81 meter per second square. Putting all these values, we will get 2667 Newton.
2,667 newtons just for rolling.
And that's before the implement starts demanding anything.
Okay, what about the implement?
Now we have the major operating load, the drawbar load. It represents the force required to move the implement through the soil, and this number isn't determined by tractor mass alone. It depends on the actual operating conditions, implement type, soil condition, and working depth. For this analysis, we assume a drawbar load of 20,000 Newton.
So this is an assumed field load?
Exactly, Rocky. It can change completely with the job. Now, let's change the ground. If the tractor climbs uphill, part of its weight acts against forward motion. That is grade resistance. So, let's understand it. So, this mg sin theta opposes the upward hill, and that is called as the grade resistance. Now, in our case, we have assumed that this theta is equal to 0. Therefore, grade resistance will be equal to 0 since sin theta is 0. Therefore, in our case, grade resistance will be 0.
So gravity doesn't disappear? It just has no component opposing forward motion on level ground?
Correct, Rocky. There is one more resistance we should consider: aerodynamic resistance, or air drag. It can be calculated as F where v is the velocity of vehicle and a is frontal area, and this equation give us a very important point, that means air resistance increases with the square of the velocity. It means if speed doubles, aerodynamic resistance increases by 4 times, but a tractor generally operates at relatively low speeds compared with road vehicle. Therefore, for our tractor case, aerodynamic resistance is comparatively small compared with the major resistive force. So for this calculation, we will consider aerodynamic resistance negligible. Now let's add the forces we can calculate.
Rolling resistance, drawbar load, and grade resistance.
Exactly, Rocky. Total resistive force is equal to
rolling resistance plus drawbar resistance plus grade resistance.
in our case grade resistance is 0 and drawbar pull load is 20,000. We have already calculated F rolling resistance is 2667 Newton. So total resistive force becomes 22,667 Newton. So 22,667 newtons of resisting force are accounted for before we consider acceleration resistance.
Wait, 26,668 minus 22,667, that's 4,001 newtons.
Now we have the complete picture. The tire soil interaction generates the forward tractive force, while the resisting force acts against the tractor's motion. The difference between the available tractive force and the applicable resisting force is what determines whether there is force available for acceleration.
So if available tractive force is greater than resistance, the tractor accelerates.
And if they are equal, the tractor can sustain that condition but has no net force left for acceleration.
And if resistance is greater,
then the tractor cannot sustain that condition.
so now I'm curious, if we change gears, what happens to all of this?
Excellent, Rocky. Because the engine torque remains our starting point, but the transmission ratios changes. That changes wheel torque and therefore changes the tractive force available at the tire.
So every gear creates a different force versus speed combination.
Exactly, and that's why we cannot simply say first gear is always best.
But if first gear gives maximum wheel torque, why wouldn't we just use first gear everywhere?
Because the tractor isn't built only to produce maximum pulling force, it has to perform different jobs. Sometimes you need maximum pulling ability, sometimes you need more speed, and sometimes you need the engine operating efficiency while maintaining the required field performance.
So FL1 gives us the highest wheel torque, but what happens when we shift to FL2?
That's where things get interesting, because changing gear does not just change torque, it changes the entire force versus speed relationship of the tractor.
Raghav, if lower gears give more wheel torque and higher gears give more speed, How does an engineer decide which gear is actually right?
That's exactly where tractor performance gets interesting, because the right gear depends on required force, vehicle speed, engine operating point, fuel efficiency, and the actual field application. And to understand that, we first need to understand the engine, because maximum torque RPM and rated RPM are not the same thing.
So before we choose the right gear, we need to understand where the engine itself works best.
Exactly, Rocky. And that's where we are going next. In next episode, we will understand engine torque versus power, maximum torque RPM and rated RPM, engine load and efficiency, engine operating range, engine plus transmission matching, selecting the right gear for the job. If you like this video, please like and subscribe the channel. I will meet you in next episode. Till then, take care and goodbye. Thank you.